Hey everyone, welcome to the latest edition of Restoring Hope, our little YouTube channel that's taking everyone through the restoration of our new home in Bristol. We are well into the demo phase of this project, and it's been a bear. Coming home with four arms like Popeye, can't make a fist, and just overall exhausted and covered in plaster dust and beaten and battered into submission. We've gotten the entire first floor done, which we'll walk through, and we've thrown in the towel and we've called in the experts, and we're going to have them do the second floor. So let's take a quick walk through. All right, here we are on the second floor. Not much to show up here, but we'll show you what we have done. We're standing now in what will be the boys' room. You can see we've begun to blow out their closet. We removed the sewer pipe that was running up to the attic. So some leftover debris still in there. We step over here into what will be our master bedroom. This is still all the crap that we took out of the attic, which we need to get cleaned up and tucked away. There's some good reusable materials here, extra stair pieces and molding and some other stuff that we want to save. But if we take a walk over here, you can start to see what we're planning to do with this room, which is completely blow out these walls here. And where we have this back stairwell going down, we have decided to remove that entirely, and we're going to put floor over this. So we're going to regain this entire space up here, and then hopefully have some space for my office. But this is all kind of halfway done up here. We just wanted to see what we're working with on this staircase. But starting on this Wednesday, we're gonna have a crew come in to complete all the demo upstairs. Now that we've gone through the entire process downstairs and gotten a little taste for what demo is like, we're done. We realize how much work it is and how long it's taken us to get to where we are, and we just want this to be done. So we've already saved ourselves a ton of money by doing that ourselves, and we'll have some experts come in and take this the rest of the way up here. Here's a lovely bathroom. We'll step through past the toilet. Again, this is all going to be removed and reconfigured. You can check out some of the other videos for how we plan on reconfiguring these rooms up here. This is the front stairwell, which we have demoed. Most of the plaster in this stairwell was heavy cement, not the typical plaster, but you can see anywhere where these curves needed to be made, they would typically use a heavier grade of plaster or cement, probably to maintain the curve. But we did have to rip it out. As we progressed through the demo and started taking down the lath, particularly on the exterior walls, we found a lot of areas that were not insulated. We found water damage. We found evidence of animals living inside. And we made the decision that the lath is going to come down everywhere, just to make sure that we can button this place up and replace wood where it's rotted, etc. So unfortunately, it did have to come down. We'll have to figure out how to reestablish this curve. Hopefully we can get some plaster experts in here who can do that work for us, because just typical sheetrock, you won't be able to do it with that. You can see this lath is on a curve here. So we'll try to get that set up again. All right, so taking a walk downstairs. This is where you can really start to see the progress that we've made. We are 99.9% of the way done down here. All plaster, all lath removed. Where there was insulation, that has been pulled out. We found a combination of blown in fiberglass insulation, as you can see here. They left the holes in the sideboards here. And then it looks like they just used tar paper to cover those back up and then put the siding back up. So from a, from the standpoint of efficiency, that's not great. We do plan to also replace the siding and hopefully put some Tyvek or some other kind of vapor barrier up that'll be a bit more efficient. Taking a walk into the front, I guess what we'll be calling the sitting room. Again, all the exterior walls, you can see in some areas evidence of water damage, all the old knob and tube, which interestingly enough was probably a fire hazard. We found a lot of this wiring with blown in insulation right on top of it, which seems like a fire hazard waiting to happen. Tons and tons of screws and nails that we're gonna have to remove before we put the sheetrock up. I know it's gonna be a bit of a pain, but in the end, I think it's worth it going down this far to studs. Really gives you an opportunity to see the way this house is constructed and where we need to make some improvements. Check out the old ceramic insulators on this knob and tube. We are probably going to insulate some of these interior walls, probably not on this floor, but certainly between the floors up here. I'd like to put in some sound attenuation mineral. We're planning to go with mineral rock or rock wool throughout, and they make a specific kind that is not really designed for the R factor, but more for the sound attenuation. We live on a busy street here, which, as you can hear as these cars pass by, can be fairly noisy. We did have to pull down all the trim around these windows to get at the horsehair behind it. Some of it will be salvageable, a lot of it won't be, but we'll see what we can do. Here, and this wall in particular, you can see right here, we've got a lot of rot, a lot of water damage. This whole 2x4 and the sideboards will need to be replaced. Check out the old headers. We had the chimney inspected. Good news is it's suitable for doing a fireplace insert. We're gonna do a wood burning, probably like a Vermont castings insert, and the chimney's okay for that. If we were to use this as a standalone fireplace, this would not be up to code. They require a lot of, at a minimum, 2 inches of separation between any combustible materials and the masonry, which, as you can see, these are not nearly 2 inches. This would all need to be reconfigured all the way up through the ceiling. Good news is we can leave this as is and do the insert. Here's a bat carcass that we found inside as we were pulling down the plaster. Yet another reason why it's a good idea to pull down all the plaster. All right, stepping into what will be the kitchen. More of the same. Here's the old kitchen now with the counters and cabinets removed. Swinging around, this was the first floor bathroom, which has now been opened up. We're gonna make this accessible from this main hallway. Here you can see the underside of our front stairwell. So we'll have to button that back up. And then last but not least, another view of the back stairwell, which we'll plan to remove. So starting up there, working our way down, all these stairs will be removed. And again, we don't know the exact configuration that we'll have for this, but we'll regain this space down here into somewhat of a pantry or a mud room or something along those lines. This wall right here is coming down, continuing over to the chimney, and we'll have a big old LVL from the chimney to the exterior wall, and this whole space will be completely opened up. And on the back of the house here, we are gonna move this door to the porch over to the right, probably a few feet, and then make room for a much larger window, which will sit above the kitchen sink and across some of the counter, and give us better views out to the backyard into the water. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching, guys.